with the train. Now, listen carefully about the train. You will hear something about that later in the program, just a sneak preview. So good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to our students, families, friends, members of the Board of Visitors, faculty, staff, and other special guests. Now, before I go any further, I'd like to take a quick moment of personal privilege to say happy anniversary to my wife of 22 years, Mary Ann. So, Mary Ann, as you can see, I arranged an intimate celebration for us with a few thousand of our closest friends. Thank you for being such a great partner here at JMU and in life. I would marry you all over again. You know, an early May wedding seemed like such a good idea back in 1997. If only we'd known then that our life journey would lead us to this gig in higher education. But I digress. Speaking of life journeys, we know that the class of 2019 is well prepared to make its mark on the world. You don't need to take my word for it, just ask the Wall Street Journal. You see, a few months ago, the Wall Street Journal issued the results of a major survey of thousands of college students across the country. The key question in the survey was this: if a friend or family member was considering going to a college or university, based on your experience, how likely would you be to recommend your college or university to them? Guess which institution was #1? Students? Woo! That's right, it was James Madison University. Now, Stanford came in second, and I hear that Stanford is considering a new motto. They're going to call themselves the JMU of the West. You heard it here first. This ranking is no accident. It reflects an education that is grounded in personal relationships. What is our secret here? It's the commitment to the development of both intellectual and interpersonal skills that students need for success in the 21st century. In other words, we educate both the head and the heart. I hear repeatedly that James Madison graduates are desired by employers because they're creative and well-rounded. They are not entitled, but rather roll up their sleeves and solve problems. And they radiate positive energy that is contagious. I hope these attributes sound familiar because they are the result of the deliberate efforts of many people. That list at Madison starts with the tremendous faculty and staff who are here because they care deeply about our students. When I travel around the country and talk to alumni, one of the first things I hear is the names of faculty and staff members who inspired and encouraged them. Our talented faculty and staff support our students in ways big and small on a daily basis and push our students to excel and to reach their full potential. They are the true magic of Madison. So please join me in expressing gratitude for the people who make Madison the #1 most recommended school by our students. Thank you, faculty and staff. And while we love people who contribute here on campus, we also know that our students are guided and shaped by many others. The audience today is full of family members and friends who have made a deep impact on the lives of our graduates. You have nurtured them and believed in them and have been a key part of the educational journey that has shaped who they are today. So let's also have a hand for the family and friends who are such an important part of our lives. Even in this era of smartphones and artificial intelligence, there's no substitute for the connections we make with other people. This university is not just a community of scholars and learners, it is also a large collaborative effort. Class of 2019, while you are now embarking on the next phase of your own life journeys, Madison will be with you wherever you go. Here are 2 easy things you can do to show that you are always a Duke at heart. First, continue our tradition of opening doors wherever you go. It's not just a polite thing to do, it's a symbol of what this university does for its students. When we open doors for others, we are reminded that we are part of a community that is larger than any one of us. That's the spirit of JMU. And, speaking of spirit, wear your purple and gold with pride wherever you go. You never know where you might make a great personal connection that way. A few weeks ago, I was with my family in the airport in Quito, Ecuador. As is often the case when we travel, I was wearing a JMU shirt. Someone in the airport called out to me, which of course embarrassed my daughter, which is, after all, one of every parent's goals, right? You know that. It turned out to be a couple who are loyal Duke Club supporters. This happens wherever we go around the country and indeed around the world. So come back often and stock up at the bookstore. This is what JMU is all about. We care about connections and relationships, and we want to use our education and skills to make a positive difference wherever we go. So class of 2019, let me give you one last homework assignment. Now, this is truly a take-home exam that you can keep on taking for the rest of your lives, and there's no grade. Does that sound pretty good? All right, so here it is. Dukes, keep dreaming big. Your big dreams can change the world, and the world is waiting. Congratulations to the class of 2019.
My name is Juliana Bescher, and it's been an absolute honor serving as your class president for the past 4 years. Today, though, I'm here to introduce the student speaker. The student speaker is an honor bestowed upon a fellow senior by application and audition process, all coordinated by the Student Government Association. I've had the pleasure of knowing our student speaker for the past 4 years, and I can truly attest to her wonderful character. She's graduating magna cum laude with a degree in social work and a minor in substance abuse education, and will be pursuing a master's degree in social work post-grad. Through her 4 years, she's had her fair share of involvement, from serving as president of the Catholic Campus Ministry, to giving tours to prospective students through student ambassadors, and even playing intramural street hockey. There's been no shortage of her presence on campus. She's poured so much into others in her 4 years here. I have no doubts that she has great things in her future in clinical social work. Ladies and gentlemen, it's my absolute honor to introduce this year's student speaker, Casey Dwyer. When I was getting ready to leave for JMU 4 years ago, my grandfather gave me the following advice. When you get your first syllabus, you're going to think you can't do it. But then the semester will fly by and you'll have done it. Don't doubt yourself. And what did I do when I got my first syllabus? I panicked. It was for a communications studies class. And I thought, I can't do this research. I can't keep up with these readings. I can't give a speech to 60 people. But I did. I passed the class and every class after that. And I thought, I guess I was more prepared than I thought. This happens with firsts, the fear and then the success. And we've had a lot of firsts in our time here. It might have been your first Greek life event, where you knew no one and ended up with a family. Or your first important interview, when you Googled, what is business casual? And later got the position. Perhaps it was your first date, where you sweat through your shirt and ate at a dining hall because you didn't have a car. but you're still with that person 4 years later. Maybe your first research proposal, sports game, internship. You looked ahead, scared and uncertain. But for every first, you made it out on the other side. You made it here. And now, we look ahead to another first, to a great big unknown, the rest of our lives. To decades waiting to be filled with new and world-changing experiences. Am I nervous? Yes. Am I wildly confident that we are more prepared than we realize? Yes. I'm confident in us because of everything we've learned here. We've learned generosity from the housekeeping staff who ensured our residence halls, classrooms, and campus were kept clean. We've experienced selflessness from the learning partners who accompany our alternative spring breaks. We've gathered knowledge from our professors who are experts in their fields and have chosen to share their wisdom with us. We've developed a passion for success from our coaches. We've encountered empathy in the advisors who let us have a good cry in their office hours. We have come to understand the power of a kind smile from Dina at Market One and Rodney at Duke. We've learned about heartache from every loss we've endured and resilience from the way we responded to it. And we have come to understand friendship from the people we've met here. The ones who experienced these years with us and will walk with us into the next big unknown. We have learned all of this together, and each of you has a million more micro lessons that you'll carry with you into the next step. You couldn't possibly be more prepared. And when you fall short of your big goals, as we all will at times, you're prepared to pick yourself back up and journey ahead toward greater triumph. Now don't get me wrong, there's much still to learn, and it will be humbling, which is a good thing really, because one can't experience growth without humility. Be open to it, because every experience, hardship, accomplishment, and person you encounter in this life has a unique and important lesson to teach you. And when life is teaching you too many lessons at once, and you don't feel prepared, or you need a reminder of all that you know, speak up. Talk to your people, the ones in the stands whose love and support guided you here. Reach out to the ones sitting beside you, who saw you through the growing pains of college. And come home. Campus may look a little different. There will likely be 10 new buildings, but you simply cannot change the spirit of an institution like James Madison University. It formed us, and it will always be here waiting for us. I can't help but imagine that coming back here and having a good sit on the quad or a visit with a favorite professor might stir something up, remind us of everything we've learned, and give us the courage to move forward. So, fellow Dukes, let's go forth with courage and confidence, not just in what we have gained here, but in all that is and always has been innately within us. With gratitude for these years and anticipation for all that is to come. Because we have work to do. Barriers to break through, places to go, systems to change, technology to invent, voices to uplift, and people to love. Good luck. I cannot wait to see what we'll all do with this big life. And from the bottom of my heart, I want to thank you, my fellow graduates, professors, advisors, mentors, family, and friends, for teaching me so much and for making my Madison experience what it was. Class of 2019, we did it! Go Dukes!